for this episode, we can see by the screen here that we have completely finished the perimeter here. Double perimeter, the gold and barter perimeter. I think we have one layer to go about, looks like. Let's go check. Yep, we got one more layer we can go down, I think. I don't know with the sweeper here if we can go down any further, but if we can, definitely will. I just don't know if the sweepers will push down because of the bedrock, because I don't think they can move. They cannot move bedrock, obviously. I guess we do get one push down here. Look at the sweepers here. Oh, I'm loading the mob switch, it's not staying there. See if it is lagging a little bit, then we can go back. Still need to move that. Alright, looks like I should get one more to clear out everything here, which is always a good thing. The more lava we clear out, the better. And obviously the more blocks we clear, the less we have to floss, which is always a good sign. But yeah, one more layer here and then we're good to go. But overall, this would have been done a little bit sooner. You probably can't tell from the video, but if you watch the stream where I first launched this world eater, you will know by the end of it that when we were about Y50 or so, 60s I think, something like that, when I came back from Eden, I lowered the render distance while the world eater was running because I was going to go put the bot back up top. But of course the world eater was on this side where the bot was not, and that unloaded the world eater and caused everything to pretty much break. So it was either restart from the top or try to fix it, and we would have to if we try to fix it, we wouldn't have to redo the piston bolt that we did on stream while this was running. If we try to fix it, we would have to redo the piston bolt, but the piston bolt was a bit of an easier fix because half the stuff was not even in the right location. So the best option that I chose was to just redo the piston bolt and start the world eater from the top again. But obviously that did take longer. All in all, I think it does take less time than fixing it, because obviously it would be a pain to fix it rather than to restart it. But yeah, other than that, we can fully start the decoration. So we're going to start with flossing the bedrock down here first. But yeah, other than that, we do have some other things planned for this episode. If you did see from this perimeter over here, you will get the same idea of what we're going to do in this perimeter as well. We are going to, for now, only break the bedrock in the floor and above the farm that we're going to build. That is because if we do the whole roof like we plan to do, it will take about 1 million pistons, probably more than 1 million pistons. So that is why we're not doing that right away. But the floor and the ceiling should only take about a few tens of thousands, which isn't too bad. But yeah, so we definitely have that in storage. And as you can see by inventory, this is all the ancient debris that we have so far. I mean, so far, that's pretty much all we're going to get. We did have 6 more, but Xeno did use 6, and then they ended up despawning because he was AFKing for stats here. Apparently, the scoreboard thing is not working. It said it was shown, but it is not, appearing over here for me. Don't know what that's about, but we are getting the return here, so very momentarily we will have our full perimeter done, and we can go from there. So yeah, I will see you back when we're ready to do the next project. Alright, so for this episode, we are going to, as you can see by all this stuff here, we are still manually crafting pistons until we get an area set up for this, which will probably be some time still. But, we're going to be changing things up. I was originally going to record the decoration first, like I always do, for these perimeter episodes. But change of plans in the floor deco does change this slightly. So we're not going to use powder in the floor anymore. So the only other suitable option is to use gold blocks for the yellow instead. Now we could use terracotta and stuff like that, but that is required us going out there and getting that kind of thing. But if we do it this way, then we can just use the farm for the deco, which is pretty much what we're going to use it for in the first place. So might as well do it now. So yeah, I'm going to craft these pistons here, and then we can go from there. So we're going to do bedrock breaking on the roof and ceiling. We're going to be using a different bedrock breaker this time instead. We should get to work and break in some bedrock. Alright, so the first step for the project here is we need to remove the bedrock on the bottom. We also have schematics in place to do the roof as well, but we're going to do the floor first, that way we can do the farm as quick as possible. And then the roof will just be for height map, so it'll be better it's in the farm. So if we just do the bedrock at the bottom, it makes no sense because the bedrock up there is still there, so we're going to do both at the same time. Now we will do the whole perimeter at some point, but we just want to get the farm fully operational because of the gold in the floor. And we're ready to go with the first test here. Yeah, so let's get to it. I'll run out for once. As you can see, there's no more pistons here. This is just to make sure that it's working. And we have the full area we need to clear out. So the area on the outside, the rectangle here is the overhead, and the actual center of this is the actual area we need to be fully removed all the way down to Y0. So yeah, let's see this if it goes as planned. What we do is break this redstone block right here. Let's throw the block sounds down, and we're good to go. There we go, working like a charm. See, we are getting rid of some of the blocks there. So it doesn't really matter that we are having these blocks pushed down. Actually, it kind of does. We need to get rid of all these blocks here that we placed temporarily. So that we do not cause any issues. But you can see we do lose the pistons here. If we want, we can collect these pistons, but it's probably going to be AFK-able machine. We just need to see if this returns as it should, which we gotta launch here and push forward over there. So as long as this is all good and resets properly, we can continue. And then we can just break all the bedrock down here, build this machine 5 times, 1 for each layer, which isn't too bad because the layers get smaller and smaller and smaller as we go in, so that's not too big of an issue. Actually, I don't think we need to worry about this concrete here. We'll see. We'll obviously take a backup when we get all the pistons in and launch before we launch this machine again. Just so if we run into any issues, we can just obviously start back up and not have to rebuild the machine. Even though it is very, very simple. Honestly, it's smaller than the one we use for the Hogland perimeter, so that's always a good thing. Less blocks to build, making it easier to construct, and takes less time, so we just pistons are the longest part here, like they always have been. But yeah, that looks good to me. We can finish all the pistons here, and then we can relaunch it once that is done. So yeah, let's get to the piston grind. Alright, so we have a stream completed. One of my craziest streams, thanks to Fred. Fred gifted 10 subs, which is absolutely insane, and now because of that, I did a 12 sub goal for a 12-hour stream. I have to do a 12-hour stream very soon, so that'll be fun. But yeah, as you can see here, we did break 1 layer of bedrock on the floor here, and then we also have the same on the roof. I'm gonna just land here and see us up there. But we don't have to go through the hole in the side. And yeah, got this one done as well. Smoker is there. But we did deconstruct this one. And now we gotta build the next layer, which be the same thing, just a bit smaller. And yeah, so very, very, very good progress so far. Got to do this 4 more times, so we're on Y4 right now. Looking at Y3, but so we got 3, 2, 1, and 0. But yeah. Smoke is saying Fred went crazy, which he definitely did. But yeah, so we gotta do this 4 more times. We gotta finish deconstructing this one over here. And then we get through the next one. So yeah. Alright, as you saw from that time lapse, we have finished all of the bedrock breaking. We should turn our sounds back up. We're not having any TNT explode. But yeah, so we got all of the bedrock broken above the 2x2 chunk area. So we go over here, the roof all done as well. Obviously the roof is a bit more messy because of the stuff, but I'm going to leave the stuff here because we're going to be clearing out the whole perimeter anyway at some point, so I'm not too worried about how the roof looks. I put the floor down there. You can see we go all the way down to the void. And if we go into CS and go down there, boom, got all the way down to the bottom of the world in the nether, and we have the roof cleared as well, so we pretty much doubled up on everything. Now you can see it does look a bit smaller than the Hoglin ones, because this bedrock breaker has a 12 here and a 34 there. That's on both sides, so 12 on these two sides and 34 on those two sides for overhead. And that's just for the machine to have enough room to move as you go down each layer. That's why we had to start so far back, just for that little area in the center. Yeah, that's the trade-off for 3 ways, but I like this with the bedrock. It's just all flat right here on the last level. Most of it's going to be covered. I don't know how we're going to cover it with let's turn the floor on. I actually don't need these Bedrock brickers anymore. Remove, remove. And load that one. So it's right there. It's going to be a bit weird with the floor because obviously it's not centered, so the floor is just going to be cut out in some areas. But yeah, we'll probably go with that, try to figure it out. We did update the floor too, so I did say that these white powder here are going to be replaced with gold blocks, and then the brown powder here is going to be replaced with spruce planks. So that's why we're not doing the decoration first. Obviously we have the walls all in across the full thing. But we'll wait for the floor because we need to do gold blocks for the floor, and it'll be a lot easier to do that once the farm is done. But yeah, it definitely does look cool to have the floor like this. And a little bit more progress to do. Got to do some updates, suppress portals now, so that'll be a cool thing to do. But yeah, other than that, make sure you like, subscribe, all those sorts of things, and I'll see you in the next episode. You can see down there a little bit of a sneak peek there of what the farm looks like. But yeah, some things were taken out of order here, so we have the walls obviously done here, but that is part of a different episode, so like I said, we originally planned to do the decoration first, like I always do, and then do the farm, but for this perimeter we need to do the farm first, then decoration. But I already had all the walls up after I realized that I was going to do that, so yeah. Yeah, like, subscribe, see you in the next episode for some updates, suppressed portals.